Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're looking in. We're in the Eastern Time Zone, starting our Thursday, the 28th of August, and so we're here behind the scenes of a live morning radio show from Flint, Michigan, USA, home of the formerly crappy water and the country's ugliest government building. Flint City Hall has been deemed that. So welcome to those of you who are going to join us here for the Foxhole Morning Show with Johnny Burke and Steph Barber. My name is Hal. We're here with the Hal Raisers, and we are here during the music and the commercials chatting with you for a while until about 8:30 or so. And welcome in. Glad to see you in my home studio here, which is providing news and traffic to the show and chat to you and breakfast to me. We'll wait till our folks join us. It looks like Mike is here. That makes it official. We're actually able to see chat this morning. I'm never sure anymore. Some days we can, some days we can't. But apparently we're Mike V, who is TCB, and he's in Long Island, is here. And so good morning again, Mike. We'll wait for other folks to join us now that we know that when they get here, we'll be able to see and hear, or at least read them. Can't hear them, but we can read them. On National Bow Tie Day. We've already gone through the idea that you kind of have to be a special person to be able to pull off a bow tie look. I have tried that in my time, but only when I was younger and when clip-ons were the thing I was wearing. I never have tied my own bow tie. Still don't know how. Never even been exposed to one. Tina's back. Welcome again, New Jersey. So we've got all of that area, the New York, New Jersey area covered. New Jersey, by the way, is the area where they determine that Flint City Hall is the ugliest government building in the United States. Real Estate Association in New Jersey with a list that said that place just reeks. Flint City Hall. Johnny called it a prison. At least that's what it's always looked like to him. So on we go into our Thursday, which is supposed to be rainy much of the day. Maybe at the very end, just as the sun is to go down, is when it's going to finally come out and then leave us with the anticipation of a nice day and long weekend. The Labor Day weekend is supposed to be about as nice weather-wise as we can hope for. Going to be a lot of barbecues going and a lot of people on the roads too. So that's another thing that people kind of get concerned about. The traffic, they're going to about 100 of those 164 road projects that are in progress right now in Michigan are going to be suspended for the 3-day span for the holidays, starting at about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon and running through Tuesday morning. Because travel in Michigan is insane, particularly northbound travel in Michigan. Insane on, today and tomorrow, leading into the weekend. Okay, Michigan Kim is finally back. Took a while to get ready for the day with the awful weather. Tina does not see anyone else here. Maybe you want to back out and come back because we do have Michigan Kim here. We also have New Mexico Chris here. And we also have TCB, Long Island TCB here. Mike. Oh, you see him now? Okay. Yeah, believe it or not. There, look at that. There's Linda. She's here. She doesn't have to lurk. She's here. And we can see it. Yep. And you can see Jesse. We've been showing you Jesse this morning. That's our smile source today from Indianapolis, Indiana. The mix, Australian cattle dog mix, known as Jesse. Right there. Yep. That works. Still hoping that Psycho Dog shows up on one of these pages before the end of the year. We're getting down to the point where there's only 4 more months left in this year. That's scary. That is scary. All right, what do you got going? Fall shoes and a sweater over the tee and jeans. Well, it's that time of year. We're going to start seeing that. I'm still looking as I'm driving along with Jacko on some of the main roads to see if I see any appreciable color change in the leaves on some of the trees. I saw one about 4 or 5 days ago when we were driving along. I saw one tree that was probably about halfway changed into its fall color scheme. But that was the only tree. All the rest of them were still nice and green and summer-like. Back comes Boss Lady to the mix. Sheila has brought the sunshine over to this platform, the fourth of four. You got 3 SA meetings coming up this week. SA Salvation Army, getting ready for the holiday season. Angel tree prepping, which is a big thing. When we get down to when we start getting toward the holiday season, Michigan Kim gets busy. No time to, well, you never say no time, but little time to read. Little time. 2 of the shrubs have started to turn already in Linda's yard. Johnny and Steph once again now.
Something to do with my coming up here, our people poll. Oh. All right, so stick around for that. That's just about 20 minutes away here. We also have a chance for you to win a 6-pack of tickets, a group pass, if you will, to Flushing Farms this weekend with Steve Drivers broadcasting live there. It's time for Fall at the Farm. Flushing Farms is a family tradition. We'll give you a chance to win those coming up here in the foxhole in just a little bit. Hey, it is the haunting season coming up, too, by the way. We mentioned where Bigfoot sightings were the other day.
All over Michigan.
And there's another thing that I remember bringing up last year, and I don't know if you remember this, but 16 miles offshore from the Leelanau Peninsula, Lake Michigan's Leelanau Peninsula, South Manitou is home to a 300-foot sand dunes, of course, as well as deserted shores and empty campgrounds. But with respect to the abandoned buildings of Detroit and Flint, it's about as creepy as you can get in Michigan, Manitou Island.
Really?
Yes. One legend suggests that a ship of cholera-stricken passengers stopped at the island, sailors burying them in a mass grave while some were still alive.
Oh.
It's one of the things they say is the reason for this. If that alone isn't stirring you to set sail to the island, there are 2 cemeteries, a cedar forest where unbodied voices are often heard.
All right, Mike, have a great day. We'll catch you the next time, hopefully tomorrow.
Francisco Morazan.
Take care.
Where a young boy is rumored to have died after an attempt at exploring it on his own. Fair warning to all who seek refuge.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I believe the possibility exists. Most of the ghost stories you hear, though, can be debunked. But,
yeah.
But I do believe there's a possibility, and as a Christian, we believe our souls live on forever. So
sure.
The Cake Queen can DM them to you, Boss Lady.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know what we don't know.
On a good day, I wouldn't mind coming back. On a bad day, I don't know if I want to, That's the trouble with being a ghost. You either are or you aren't. You can't cherry pick your days.
Oh, is that it?
I think so.
So you're either a bad ghost or a good ghost, basically?
I think so, yeah.
All right.
But my dad could tell a ghost story like nobody else I've ever met.
Yeah?
Oh, my God, he was talented, yeah.
No kidding?
Very
Did he do those things where, like, around the campfire?
Oh, yeah.
Where you would just all of a sudden scare the bejesus out of you?
Yep. Yep.
They used to do that to us at CYO Camp, Catholic Youth Organization, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We went to summer camp, and it was a great camp. They were wonderful. They taught us how to swim. They taught us how to life save. They took us on camping walks and trips and hikes, and we ate bug juice.
Hasta mañana,
When you were a kid,
TCV.
bug juice.
Mike V.
It's the dumbest thing in the world now that I look back at it, but at the time we thought it was kind of cool.
Well, what's in bug juice?
Basically, it's Kool-Aid, and they just leave the lid off so that it gets filled up with bugs and you drink it.
Oh, so I have had some.
Yeah,
I just didn't know what it was called.
Yeah, and the counselors put us up to that, and then, of course, the counselors at CYO Camp were other kids that were just a little bit older.
Sure.
So they used to have the prank night, too. We used to get pranked while we were in bed at night by our counselors. It was kind of a fun thing, though. Catholics are nuts, but anyway. And here's another thing. It has absolutely nothing to do with that, but I just found out that Mark Bonto is going to be in a comedy night over at Wyndham at dark presenting this. The Wyndham Hotels and Resorts putting on a comedy night at the Gateway Center location for Wyndham Hotels. And it's coming up this is a really, really hard to read poster. But anyway, this Friday, Saturday, I guess just Friday. The doors open at 6 p.m. on Friday night there. Show starts at 7. And it features Mark Bonto and Steve Sable and Peggy Beatty out there. If you're looking for a comedy show for Friday night, there it is.
As in tomorrow night?
As in tomorrow night.
Mark Bono is a funny, funny man.
Yeah, he's funny looking.
Well, that too.
He's got that rubber face.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he can make his face look like anything, man. It's really hilarious to watch him perform on stage.
What are those tall Gumby things that they put out for grand openings and stuff?
The big the sail
fleeing,
things,
yes.
the collapsible man, the
Yes.
big air-filled collapsible man.
That's what Mark Bonto reminds me of.
Yeah, he's kind of lanky guy.
Yeah, he is.
8:16. The Foxhole Morning Show. Johnny Burke and Steph coming up. Coming up, we're going to talk about lyrics on the Foxhole People Poll. We're going to ask you your opinion. Stand by for that.
All right, perfect. Do you think Mark's up yet? Sorry, dude. If you were listening, I humbly apologize.
He's making one of those faces right now.
I know he is. This hour is the service of Genesee County Parks. Looking for off-road action? The Mounds ORV Park delivers with trails, mud pits, and pure adrenaline. It's open sunrise to sunset every day. Ride hard, get dirty. More information at GeneseeCountyParks.org.
All right, we already had our first winner today for $103.90 of Streeter Brothers Summer Cash that we're giving away all day today. You'll have 2 more opportunities to win this. 103.9 The Fox.
Okay, What's okay. Did we do the traffic? I don't even remember. Compost pile gifted you a pumpkin vine. I have no idea what it is. The pumpkins that Tina uses for pies are getting harder to find. I don't remember if we did traffic. I better be ready for it, just in case. It's been so daggone long. It's 17 after, and it's not like them to, it's like them to be long behind schedule. And then I want to talk to you at the great risk of being smacked even through this by the Cake Queen.
Welcome back to the Shea Summer Series. Today we're taking our guests in the Chevy Silverado High Country. Come with us. Hi, Jesse.
Hi, Mackenzie.
You manage the 2 service departments that we have here at Shea.
Yes, yep.
So you see
Linda does not have Discord.
A lot of different vehicles.
There's a lot of Discord here, particularly when we're on TikTok, as we found out yesterday,
have a classic car.
providing the audience with unoriginal programming.
Kind of one of my dream cars growing up. I love G-bodies and I love
That's Discord,
What's the biggest
right
difference
there.
that you've seen when it comes to servicing vehicles in the last few years that you've been in the service department?
The cars that we drive today they're basically computers.
But
Technology's come a very long way.
I want to tell you the story, because you all know, even though you're not into football, most of you, you know the story because it's too damn popular, that resulted in yesterday's big announcement on Instagram about the engagement of Taylor and Travis.
Stay tuned for our next guest.
You don't know the story likely about how Travis's brother met his now wife, with whom he has 4 daughters. It is far different than the storybook meeting and developing love story between Travis and Taylor. Jason and Kylie's story is way different. Way different. Way different.
Gutters on the home. Why do I sound so monotone? Well, when it comes to gutter runoff, gutter drop-off,
Yeah.
gutter cleaning, gutter repair, well, you get the idea. That's why there's...
Yeah, this is a whole that was a whole different bag what was going on with those two. And they've managed to make theirs go through. I think they've been married 10 years now, and they got 4. They just had their 4th daughter a few months ago.
business for the past 30 years. When it pours, they rain. With reliable
And they are also a personable couple, albeit a little bit less profile, at least in the case of Kylie. She's starting to raise hers, though.
Summer's here. Vacations, relaxation, and time to unwind and focus on what really matters. But as you're planning for your fun in the sun,
Boss Lady would like to watch that Notre Dame game on Saturday night. YouTube TV did make a last-minute 11th hour short-term deal with Fox, so they're going to be able to show some of the stuff that we were thinking in this area we might be able to see this weekend, because if they hadn't made the deal by yesterday, there would not have been Fox programming, which includes Fox Sports and FS1, which is Fox Sports 1, Big Ten Network, all those. And all those college football games of this weekend that were beyond all of those would not have been shown that I could see. Oh, look at this. Mike V is going to join us for some overtime because they don't have to work him into the overtime at his work yet. He's got a little time before his shift. Good. Cool. Because we're going to talk about, in just a moment, the developing love story that was the other Kelsey brother and his wife, which was way different than what we have going with the storybook that is now, you know them. That couple. Blaney won on Saturday, hoping to win at Darlington. Ryan Blaney is the NASCAR driver who's locked himself into a playoff spot. See, this is the time of year that Linda kind of goes, damn it, why did I tune this thing in this morning? But this is original stuff, isn't it? We got the crash still being worked on involving injury in Flint at 5th Street and Saginaw Street. That is still an area to avoid. And also in Flint, the 400 block of Ballinger Highway had an accident earlier over there by McLaren Hospital, and is still tending to that one. No problems being reported through the traffic cams on any of the freeways at the moment. And for updated Vehicle City traffic info, check it out at classicfox.com/traffic. When you spot a problem, let us know at 810-230-WRSR, 810-230-9777 to be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
Third caller right now at 810-230-9777. Yes, a family group pass for up to 6 people at Flushing Fountains this weekend. The Steve Driver is broadcasting live there on Saturday. We'll be there for 11 to 1. You can go whenever you want.
What about those Dodgers? Well, they're going to probably be they're certainly going to be in the playoffs and probably in the World Series, maybe against the Tigers. So we're going to be talking a lot of sports when we get to that. And the weather will probably be good in L.A. when they play in the World Series in November, because they'll be going into November for that. But here's the thing. Here's this chick by the name of Kylie, who is growing up in the Philadelphia area, big Philadelphia Eagles football fan. But she is just a regular, everyday chick who happens to be athletic and interested in athletics. She's a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and she was a star field hockey player when she was in college. But again, nobody had ever heard of this chick before this infamous meeting with this guy that she met through Tinder. She was figuring it's time for her to maybe get out and have some fun, so she put her name and picture up on Tinder. Kylie did. And she notices this fellow, bearded, stocky-ish, well-built fellow on Tinder. And she has no idea who it is, but she thinks he's attractive, so she swipes right. And she notices on his profile, he's talking about things that he enjoys and that he is a football player. But he doesn't say anything about being with the Eagles. Doesn't say anything about that. And again, she's a big Eagles fan. He plays a position that isn't really high profile. The center on a football team on offense is not, that's right in the middle of that line, so you don't really see a whole lot happening. He's working hard, blocking people and doing stuff, but you don't really see that. So he's kind of under the radar when it comes to publicity and being recognized. She didn't know who this is. Then she finds out that it may very well be an Eagles player, or if it's not, it's somebody who's impersonating that and therefore catfishing her. And so she figured either way, it's going to be hilarious. I'll go on this date. That's fine. I'll go. So she goes to this bar where they're supposed to meet. And he comes in. He's sitting there before she gets there. He tells the story about how when he saw her walk through the door of this bar, she's like the most beautiful. Immediately, he says, this is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Okay? And you can almost see the glow of the aura around her, at least in his mind. That's what he said. He's many times described this afterward. She comes in. They sit down. They start chatting. He passes out at the bar 45 minutes in. Totally passes out at the bar. And so a teammate of his who was with him at the time had to fireman carry him out of the bar into the car. He was fighting it the whole way.
Julie Zanotti.
Hi, Jeff. Hi.
How you doing? Congratulations, you made it in as the third caller.
Woohoo! Yeah, it's great out there. Yay!
You get to go to Flushing Farms this weekend. Compliments of 103.9 The Fox. Congratulations.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, don't forget that Steve Driver will be over there from 11 to 1 on Saturday. For kids and adults alike, there's tons of fall fun at Flushing Farms. 3 corn mazes, barrel train rides, hay rides, pumpkin patch, the fresh cider donuts that they make right there, the fresh cider that they have right there. It's just a ton of fun. The flower bouquets and the pumpkin patch are kind of fun too. So you might want to head over there this weekend, part of your Labor Day weekend if you're not heading out of town. A lot of people are doing that, of course, and we will be no doubt with you because you're going to take the mobile app with you, right? The Fox mobile app. Download it onto your phone if you haven't already done so. If you got a Bluetooth speaker, you can listen to it, or in your car, you can hook it up through the dash now to most of those cars.
Yeah, perfect.
Are all Bluetooth, so you can listen to the Fox wherever you are. It is 8:27 now, 27 minutes past the top of the hour. On 103.9 The Fox. This is the Fox.
So knowing that date didn't really get there, if there's going to be any kind of relationship between them, off to a sterling start, he immediately gets in touch with her again, apologizes profusely, and says, that was not my best foot being put forward. Could we please do this again? Maybe have another shot at it. She says, yeah, probably got to be better than the first time. If anything is better than that. Because, again, he passed out at the table in the bar 45 minutes in to their first date with a woman that at that time he thought was the most beautiful he'd ever seen, yet he was too drunk to be able to make it through the date. So he came with the best behavior possible to the next date, and it continued after that and on after that, and the relationship grew, and they ended up getting married, and they ended up with 4 kids like they have now, and they ended up with a podcast, which Jason, this guy about whom I'm speaking, is the primary host, and then Travis comes on as kind of like the co-host from his own home, because they don't do it in the same location, because Jason's in Philly and Travis is in Kansas City. And so they've had this, it's called New Heights, and it's turned into their big podcast, and that was the one that welcomed Taylor on to announce her new album, and that's how everything blew up into what it is right now. So somebody even said this morning, I saw a posting from somebody on social media saying, boy, talk about a different kind of trajectory. Check this chick, Kylie Kelsey, out. She is going from a nondescript woman who's trying to get a date on Tinder to, in the next few weeks or months, becoming a sister-in-law to Taylor Swift. How does that happen? So that's how life happens. That's how life happens, which is why I've always said, and I continue to say, tomorrow could be the day. No matter how your day is going, no matter how your life is going, tomorrow could be the day. When you go from a Tinder date hopeful to a family member to an international star, you never know. You never, ever know. One thing I do know is that tomorrow we will continue on our schedule of live streams in the order which can be remembered by the phrase tick-face TwitchTube. We will be here on TikTok to start with at 6:30 Eastern Time. Move all the way through past 8:30 up until about 8:45, doing all of those things that we do. The Friday morning primal scream, the food fighting, and anything else that we can do that can qualify reasonably as original programming. So like and subscribe if you haven't yet done it. Make sure you've downloaded that mobile app if you haven't yet done it. The 103.9 The Fox mobile app, and you'll be able to hear snappy programming like this. Great day all. That happens when one human marries another, says Tina. Yeah, but you never know Who's going to be connected to who in life, right? You never know. You never know. You Tina, you didn't know when you got with Mr. Tina that was going to last as long as it did, right? You were probably hopeful, but I don't know that you knew that it was going to. You never know. You never know how these things turn out. Never ending the names. Never ending the names. Thelma and Louise are unimpressed, says Linda. Louise. Join us tomorrow and find out if she comes up with yet another name to add to the long list of the ones she already has. Today, Tina's heading for a shower, which means the acquisition of a new story, which we can then find out about tomorrow. Linda should have ran. Well, run now and then run back tomorrow morning, because when we're here, we'll be ready for you and everybody who joins us that are known as Hal Raisers, either now or will be in the future, because you never know how many we're going to get. Each day that we turn this on is a new day. Tomorrow will be a new day. It'll be Friday, the last day before a 3-day weekend, and we're all looking forward to that. And for Steph, it's the last day, evidently last day tomorrow before a week vacation. Just found that out this morning. So have yourself a pleasant, peaceful, productive Thursday. Come on back here starting tomorrow morning, either on TikTok at 6:30 or Facebook at 7 or Twitch 7:30. Whenever you want to start with us, we'll be here in the Hal Hole with the Hal Raisers waiting for you. Okay? Okay.